Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing good and have a good day. Hope you will enjoy your 4th of July tomorrow. Due to that, I'm doing Honest Hour one day early this week due to the fact that I will not, I'm sure no one will want to come on and have a conversation tomorrow or be able to watch. So, what up, John? So, tonight, look at that. Our guest is already in the room. So we're gonna just bring them on. And can't hear me? Okay. I'm gonna start this live over because oh,
Wait.
oh what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right. How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. What's
You
happening?
know I'm maintaining, living the dream called
Yeah,
life.
yeah. I
You know.
hear you.
Appreciate he said knock you. Well, I appreciate you coming on. So we can chop it up a little bit about
Absolutely, dude.
you and everything you got coming on. But how are you doing today? How's everything?
It ain't bad. Man, I'm just chilling. I took off work today. Actually, I felt like shit this morning,
Oh
but
man, yeah, I felt like crap all day. I mean, me and
yeah,
John worked together, and I was just telling him this morning my throat was hurting. Like I just felt hot. Like it just wasn't a good day. And the only reason I went to work is because I don't want to lose my holiday pay tomorrow.
yeah, I feel that though. I'm off tomorrow, and then I'm a half day on Friday, so
Okay,
I'll just chill from here on.
okay, I ain't even mad at that. Not mad at that at
Mhm.
all. So we're gonna get right into it. Right
Hell
into
yeah,
it.
man.
You know. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is Rappin' Frizzy. This
That's me.
man, this man is pretty well known in this area. I first seen him on a cipher with
Oh yeah,
Central Sun Studios. Shout out to John Eldred, who's I believe is still in the room,
my
who
dude.
coordinates those. We're gonna get into that a little later. But what I want to know is originally where are you from? Where were you born, or at least where'd you grow up?
I was born in Poughkeepsie. I grew up pretty much scattered around the Hudson Valley area. Like I was in Wallkill, then Newburgh, Plattekill. Right now, I'm actually currently in Plattekill, but then I spent a long time over in the sticks in Stanfordville. But I left early, 17. I moved out. I was in Albuquerque for a long time, and I moved to Tucson for a long time. I spread around,
Wow.
but right now I'm like in that weird cross section between Plattekill, Modena, Newburgh, all that fucking weird
Oh,
area there.
that little yeah. It's like you're in the middle of all three.
Yeah, exactly.
You're kind of
It's
in
like my neighbor's address is a different town than mine. You know, it's like,
you don't even know which county you're in. Like when you get there, like it's kind of Orange, kind of Ulster. It's like in that weird spot.
yeah, yeah.
So what was it like, even though you moved around a lot? What was it like? What was growing up like for you?
I mean, it depends on which section you chop it all up. Every chapter's a little different. Some of them better than others. But like, I don't got a shit ton of complaints. If you asked me back then, I probably would have bitched a whole lot. But now, everything's water under the bridge. Now I just look back and everything was chill enough.
Yeah.
Perspectives. It was,
Oh, we got a buffer. Oh no. Oh, it was buffering for a second.
ah, gotcha.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
You you were saying that you you said you chop it up. It's a little bit, every piece is a little different, and then it went nuts.
Oh, all right. I got you. All I was saying was just like, if you had asked me back then, I would have complained about a whole lot. But now it's just, I look at everything different. I seen, like, I'll look at one section of my life or my childhood and I'll be like, all right, there was a lot of shittiness in here, but I got to see all this crazy shit that I learned from. And then the next month I'd be living somewhere else or I'd be doing some other it's just every different kind of fucking economic, socioeconomic group that I've been fucking paired in and lived in, and every different demographic that I've just been around all my life is just kind of giving me different viewpoints and different chapters of that.
Right.
Kind of took a long way around to say that. I feel like I nailed it the first time, but then it fucking glitched out and I lost my train of thought. But it's essentially what it boils down to is like I look at how I grew up as I got to see a whole lot of different things in a short span of time, so I learned a lot of different
Okay.
perspectives. So like even the shitty things that I might have bitched about when I was a kid now just seem like, oh shit, well, I learned a lot from that.
Right. You took
So
those
everything was just an
experiences
experience.
and applied them,
Yeah, everything was just an experience.
and that's really important that you take those experiences and apply them to every day, and that we as adults apply them to our children as well.
Exactly.
You know.
It's funny, man. Like exactly how you say that. Like a friend of mine who lives in Johannesburg. Me and him, that's one of the things he's always talked to me about is you got to raise your, he's like, you got kids. You're one of the people who like have the fundamental ideas that like would make the world better, and the only way to do that is starting with the kids. You got to raise them with the right kind of ideals, the right mindset, like with
Morals.
the experiences and teach them that shit along the way instead of just pounding in the fucking same routines that every generation does.
Yeah, right. And it's morals. Most important
Exactly.
is giving
It's
them.
funny too. I talk about morals, and I make the most morally like corrupt fucking rappers out there too. Like, it's my shit straight smut. So I'm sitting here talking about morals, but I ain't fucking shit. But still, it's like person to person, experience to experience. You gotta be a good human being. I mean, my
Absolutely.
music doesn't exactly reflect that on me, but it is what it is.
But be that as it may, sometimes
Yeah,
our message is different, right?
yeah, 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 exactly.
So when
I
did you
like to
start?
say that. What's it, Koga?
No, no, no. Because I was gonna ask the next question. You were gonna say you like to say what?
Oh no, I just like to say that like I like to be a really good person, but my music doesn't reflect that very much, and I think that that's just everybody's got that little bit inside of them that's a little fucked up. And I think that's just my outlet to get rid of that. So like I rap like I'm a piece of shit, but that way in real life I'm never a piece of shit.
Right.
All right, that's my viewpoint anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes you might you might be doing your music based off what you're feeling at that moment, or whatever
True that too.
whatever you're writing. You're like, okay, I'm kind of feeling like this, and it may sound like I'm a piece of shit, but it's how I feel. People who know me know I'm not.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. No,
So,
exactly.
when did you start taking an interest in rap music?
I mean, the interest was always there. It's like I listened to like I came from a very like death metal, heavy metal background, but then there was always the new metal that was like that in ground. Like for instance, one of the first real times that I really, really dug into Wu Tang was because I heard them do the cover of "Shame" by System of a Down,
Okay.
and Riz in there with an original line, and I was like, holy shit, see, like you can blend these things. And I just opened the door to me more. I was just like, look at that. I can just listen to the RZA likes metal and metal likes the RZA. So like, where the fuck is the line drawn? There isn't one. I can like whatever the fuck I want. And I started the dive.
Wow. Wow. So
Like while I was just like a little kid, man. And, like you play fucking video games. Like I always reference like Tony Hawk, for instance. You play the fucking Pro Skater, and all of a sudden here comes Bus Driver rapping at 1,000,000 miles a minute, and I'm just saying like I gotta learn how to fucking do that now.
yes. So essentially, then you were really like it was always there, but it was really like rock music and heavy metal first. And
Exactly, yeah, yeah. But it always made its way through. It was just so universal that it's like it could find its way to like grab you from whatever your background was. That's one of the things that made it like the most standout genre to me. It was like it can go anywhere the fuck it wants.
right. So then who inspired you in a sense? Because then you probably might have a different inspiration list than I'm thinking of in my head.
Well, honestly, the artist that inspired me the most was the artist Bus Driver. He
Okay.
fucking be above and beyond because like I'd hear him rap and then I'd hear like what was mainstream at the time, which didn't impress me back then. I was always jaded. It was with any genre. I used to like I did myself a disservice. Like if it was a popular artist, instantly in my mind I meant they must be crap. Which
Right.
now I've changed that. Now I've slept on so much good shit because of that stupid ideal. But
Right.
at the time, Bus Driver wasn't known, but he was known, and his music just blew my mind. Like he'd rap so fast. He had this one song. It was literally he'd go on. It was to a beat to Beethoven's Seventh, and he had a syllable for every single fucking flute note, every single piano key, and I was just blown away by that. So I would craft after that. That you had to have a whole huge algorithm to rap, and that blew my mind. And then that guy personally wrote me when I was like 13, 14. I sent him a really shitty song I recorded. And he sent me 3 pages of a fucking essay about it, what I could do better and what was great. 5 years later, I sent him another one. He sent me just as long of an essay on what he's impressed about.
Wow.
So, that guy's always been a huge inspiration to me.
Wow. Well, that's wild. But but obviously it helped you kind of craft yourself as an artist as well.
Yeah,
Because it's like, okay, now you have a bit of a blueprint of improvements.
exactly, exactly.
So
Like, yeah,
being with
it set a bar for me.
you said what?
It set a good bar for me real early on.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because now you're saying, okay, I can do that, but now I might have to add this or add that or throw
Exactly.
this in there. It's always just figuring it out, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? So then when did you start rapping? Like when did you start saying, all right, I can do this? Or did it start as writing? Did it start as poetry? Like how did it all start? When did you start actually doing it?
I mean, writing I always did in one form or another. Like from when I was in kindergarten and learned to write, like I was making comic books and I was making little short stories and shit, which I still do. I still write. Like I have a whole novel. I have multiple novels actually. One I'm about to finish. Like writing's just always been something I did. Writing music started, I don't know, fourth or fifth grade. I'd start writing songs here and there that were in my head that I just wanted to make tunes out of. But hip hop specifically, it would have been in about middle school where I would just start freestyle. Everybody had that night where they were with their friends and everybody started freestyling, even though nobody could. And somebody pointed it out, you kind of can, and it just went on from that. Like if then it turned into like I would just freestyle intense all the time, just like, hey, let's see, let's do this, let's do that. Then it turned into like ninth grade. I recorded my first piece of shit, but it was just on from there. It never stopped.
Okay. Okay. So
Anything made back then, though, can never see the light of day. I've been rounding up all that shit for like a personal vault, but goddamn, that can't come out till I'm dead. Those things are trash.
but thing is, we all have to start somewhere.
No, absolutely.
And of course, when you start, you're gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
Like not
yeah,
many people are just naturally good.
yeah. See, that's the thing. I
One but
always wonder what would have happened if I like deep dived into like real hip hop when I was earlier on, because like I was always into this and that. But like if I had like I see kids who grow up on nothing but hip hop, it's like you see a guitar prodigy who grew up on nothing but fucking guitars.
yeah,
When he starts playing, he knows what he's doing a little bit at least off the bat. I always wonder what like because I see some kids, man, they've only grown up on hip hop. When they start rapping, it's like you've never done this before. Holy shit,
yeah.
dude! Like there's some kids who really come in with that.
But you
Like
could
it took
tell.
me a while to like find my niche, to like find what style I knew was like me.
Well, that exactly. And the other thing is that not everyone's a student of the game. Like
Exactly.
those students of the game, you grow up on hip hop, start listening to, like really hip hop heads, like you listen to Rakim, or you listen to KRS-One, you listen to Nas, you listen to these guys who embody what hip hop is about. Guys like that, you're gonna get to a point where it's like, okay, I am hip hop. Like this is who I
Yeah,
am. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
so
I
now
see. I think I did myself a disservice because I used to exclude so many artists for dumb, vague reasons. And it's like I listen to them now, and I'm like, oh my god, if I had caught on to this earlier on, I would have learned how to do these kind of switch ups earlier. I would have learned how to like mash in these fucking syllable counts. I would have learned how to count bars better. Like, there's just certain things that like I excluded. Like, for instance, Lil Wayne. It took me so long to get into because he was just growing up. He was the guy. And
yeah,
for me, anybody who was the guy is somebody that it's like, ew, mainstream. So I'd look for the people who also, the rappers who also didn't like that because I thought that's how it had to be. I don't
yeah,
know why. It was a stupid mindset. Now I listen and I'm like, God damn, I was like, did myself a disservice. And,
absolutely.
it's just that kind of like looking in and like learning from the artists you're listening to. Like, it's a big part of it.
Yeah, yeah, because people people don't like to say Lil Wayne is in the top 10, right?
Oh my God, he is though.
Now, personally, I have an actual top 10 list of rappers, like who I believe are the greatest 10, and then I have my
Yeah,
personal 10. Lil Wayne and Eminem are both in my top 10 if I were to pick the top 10 rappers. But
yeah.
personally, they're not in there for me.
Exactly. I
You
feel
know,
that
you know?
people would hate my personal top 10. My personal top 10 would make people hate me because it's like, I don't know. Half of them people don't even know. And the half that people do know, they're like, how the fuck did they make it there? But I don't. My top 10 piss people off.
Since we're here, what is it?
I mean, it's ever changing, but like, and I could never do in order. Like, I couldn't tell you who my number one, number whatever. I could not tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is counting groups as one. Like, Zombies is definitely way up there. Like, as a group, Flatbush Zombies is one of my bigger
Okay.
inspirations. And then Mr. Motherfucking Esquire is up there. And then there's another group called Das Races, consists of Heems, School AD, and Dapwell. They're up there. And big one for me is Lacutus. No one ever heard of Lacutus,
Yeah.
and it's annoying because that motherfucker, he does himself a disservice. The dude, like, he, like, mocked with how little he'll put out music, but then he'll put it out, and it's just the most fire shit you'll ever hear. Or at least the most unique you'll
Right.
ever hear. But now, getting into more, like, known artists, like, if I was to put them in, Danny Brown way up there for me. I fucking love Danny Brown.
Okay.
Schoolboy
Okay.
Schoolboy Q is probably the most mainstream artist I'd put in my personal 10. Like, Schoolboy Q is way up there for me for sure. Um, what's that? What am I at? Seven
Yeah, that's 7. Yeah.
for the last three. Oh, so fucking hard. I'm not sure. I would have to go with Wu Tang. Actually, I don't even know how I didn't say that for Wu Tang as a whole, easily.
Word.
And then Odd Future as a whole, but not Tyler on his own. Tyler let me down later on, if I'm being honest. But Odd Future as a whole, like, just that was a huge staple for me. That's really where a lot of shit and like my inspiration earlier on came from.
Okay. Okay.
And then lastly, I would have to put in I'm gonna go with Underachievers.
See, I don't think. Now, I'm not familiar with a few of those groups' music or those people you named, but I would say that there's nothing wrong with being unique or
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
You know?
Well, a lot of it too came from like I got really into the big psychedelic rap, like in like 2011, 2012, like all these groups, like Chance the Rapper was a big one who kicked that off. Like all this acid rap and shit came out, and that's when I was most heavily writing. Who the fuck's
Okay.
trying to call me? Somebody tried to fucking buzz in here. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that the whole psychedelic rap scene kicked off, and that's when I was at my heaviest in writing, recording, and really like soaking up inspiration. And they all kind of spawned from that. So it's hard for me to break from them being like in my top artists.
Right.
And even now it's like, and they'll go a while without putting anything out, and I'll start to listen to this more and that more, and then all of a sudden they're relevant, like they come up again, and it's like a magnet, dude. Pick my personal ones, the ones that's like no matter how much time goes by,
Uh,
whether they are consistently putting anything out or not, if I keep magnetizing back to that over anything else, then that's what I'm going for.
okay. You got to do what's right and what you feel is good for what you
Yeah,
like to listen to and what helps inspire you. Being we're
yeah.
talking about artists, I play this game on here called Honest Picks, and it's where I give you two options. You tell me which one you like better. Being my
Gotcha.
guest today, I have two categories: hip hop solo artists and hip hop groups. So, I'm going to start it off with the most obvious one: Biggie or Tupac.
Uh, Biggie. Biggie. Always been Biggie.
Jay Z or Nas?
Nas. Easy.
Jadakiss or Busta Rhymes?
Ooh, Busta. Busta, Busta, Busta. I have his autograph in a Disney book from when I was like fucking 10.
Method Man or Redman?
I say Method Man, but I personally think Redman actually is better. But I still say Method Man because I just love Method Man.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I think skill wise, I would have to like if I was a judge in a battle, I would have to give it to Redman.
I can see that. I can respect that, definitely. Uh, Andre 3000 or Black Thought?
Hold on. I got quiet here for a second.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with my phone here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, but real quietly.
Really?
Weird.
How about now?
Nah, I think it's my phone being fucked up. Somebody tried to call, so I think it fucked me up.
Oh, okay. Now you can hear me good, though?
All right, so what up? What's next?
Andre 3000 or Black Thought?
Andre.
Rakim or Big Daddy Kane?
Rock him.
Ice Cube or Snoop Dogg?
Snoop.
KRS-One or Ghostface?
Ooh, damn. All right, that's the first one that really tripped me up.
I gotta at least get one.
Shit.
I'm like, damn.
God damn. Ghostface, but like, if I had to save one over the other, I would save KRS-One. Like, if it was like you could only listen to one
Yeah,
forever, I'd go with KRS-One strictly because I'd feel worse about getting rid of that. But like,
yeah.
if I had to personally pick, I'd say Ghostface.
Okay. DMX or Eminem?
DMX.
Scarface or LL Cool J?
Cool J.
All right, that's all on that side. So now we're gonna go to the groups. NWA or Wu Tang?
Wu Tang. Every time.
Tribe Called Quest or De La Soul?
Mmm. De La Soul.
Yeah, those are two of my top three. For me, it goes
Yeah,
Outkast,
that one also tripped me up, but like I think I'd still go with De La Soul. I think just strictly on I could listen to it more.
The Roots, or Brand Nubian.
The Roots.
All right, this one been hard for me. If someone asked me this, I don't know. Let's see. Outkast or EPMD?
Ooh, I'm gonna go Outcast strictly because like I got more Outcasts on my playlist than most things, but that is
Yeah,
close.
yeah. those are my top two favorites: Outkast, EPMD, and then it goes De La Soul, then Tribe Called Quest for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Black Star or the Ghetto Boys,
Black Star.
Slum Village or Clips,
Village.
Dipset, D Block or G Unit,
G Unit.
The Locks or Mob Deep,
Say the first one
The
again.
Locks,
Or Mob
The Locks
Deep.
or Mob Deep. Yeah.
Mob Deep.
Eric B and Rakim or Salt and Pepper,
Rock. I never got much into Salt and Pepper.
Run DMC or Naughty by Nature.
Ooh. Run, Run DMC.
And this one's not a hip hop category. This one I have to ask everyone: Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson. But that's not to say easily. It's just catalog wise, I gotta go Michael Jackson.
Prince had more music, but Michael had more memorable hits.
Yeah, yeah. It's more. I more so meant catalog wise. I mean, music catalog that I'm gonna put
Right?
on,
Okay, I got you. I
like
got you.
my playlist wise.
Yes, yes. Michael Michael Jackson is my forever goat. No one can ever convince me of anything different.
No, yeah.
So, how did you come up with your name?
That that's been around for a long time, and it's. I don't. I remember the day I made it. Like I remember I was writing it down in a like composition book, like trying to jot down names that I wanted to have, and I don't know where it came from exactly, other than I just always had frizzy hair. But it just it's so foggy. Like I could remember the day, but like how it came up, I remember I wanted a rap name, so I put the rap. And I remember I wanted at the time to blend with metal, and I wanted somehow my rap name to kind of like fit between rap and metal. So I thought like the term, like if I was to rap frizzy, that meant that I was just kind of rapping all over the place like Bus Driver did.
Right.
So I think that's where I pieced the puzzle, but I don't know. I was like 12. And I even thought about changing it mad times, but it's like I've had it for so long and I've put so much fucking time, energy, and money into it that it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, yeah. Because now you got logos and everything. Like you've invested in the name.
Exactly.
You've invested in the name, so it's like, why change it now? I've
Nah,
already invested.
exactly.
So, okay, I'm gonna switch this around. Just who is it? Just exit it. Just quiet it. If it's no one. Oh, just no. Hit it on the side. There you go. So, okay, I'm gonna jump this around a little bit here because I wrote them in reverse. So, I want to talk about Central Sun Studios.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, how'd you end up meeting John and linking up with him?
It's actually really funny. It's out of pettiness. I don't
Really?
even know I don't even know if John knows why.
I don't think he's not in here anymore. But
Well, what happened was I had I moved away for a long time. I had just come back and just started really getting back into the flow of things. And I had just met Judah, right? It
okay,
was when the first cipher came out, and I had just started really rapping with Judah. Before that, I knew who he was. We knew who each other were. But other than that, like this was when me and him had just started being homies, and they put that out. And before that, every time if I put out a song, Judah put out a better song. If I did an interview, Judah did a better interview. If I did a podcast, Judah was on a magazine. So now all of a sudden, Judah puts out this fucking cipher, and it was so goddamn hot. And I was like, all right, no, fuck this. I'm not. I was like, I gotta look at who's putting these ciphers out because now I gotta do one.
yeah,
And so I fucking went and I saw Central Sun, so I hit up John, and he had me in there like that next weekend to come record. And after that weekend, I straight up dumped the recording place that I was going to right before. They haven't talked to me since. They're tight. But like I couldn't do I was like, yo, the professionalism between what John's doing and like the shit that he's got going on even outside the studio compared to what these other pieces of shit had going on. I was like, yo, I'm wasting my time and money over here. But it really was out of competitiveness because like me and Judah would always one up each other. And when he did that cipher, I was like, God damn, I got to get on one of these now. And ever since then, it's like all that took was me going to John's place once, and I was like, all right, Central Sun's where I want to be recording.
Oh wow! So it was just like that. Oop, did I lose you? There we go.
Yeah.
So it was just like that. You just decided you were just trying to. And the first one you were on, Judah wasn't on.
Yeah. That was the funny thing too. Is like I got on the next one, he wasn't there, and I was like, damn, like look at me, I got it. I was literally playing copycat in a way, but I was just like straight up. I was like, he just did this really cool shit. He won up, he like 10 upped me. So I was like, now I gotta fucking do that and spit better bars.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that was the first time I seen you. And I'm not going to lie. When you stepped up, I'm like, there's no way this dude's a rapper.
Yeah,
Like the way you look, it doesn't look believable. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then I'm like, you come out all hands on the tech deck. I'm like, oh damn. I was like, okay.
yeah,
He's like, I'm about that. And
yeah.
then and then when you said bars like a jail cell, I was like, oh boy. I was like, I was done. I was like, I hope this guy comes back. Like I was just like, I was
Kept
just
coming
like,
back.
huh?
I kept coming back.
Yeah, you've been on quite a few. So be that as it may, unfortunately, I judged, because I'm just like thinking, but have you faced criticism like that from other people within the music or around the people like that you deal with or possibly deal with or just in general?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the fucking time. Especially like in the way I rap too is like I was telling somebody recently because it's like I always like that shock value rap, but there's never any cleverness behind it. It's like it's like yeah, that's a cool bar, but it doesn't. There's no meaning behind it. There's no real. It doesn't mean shit. You just said something shock value. So I always kind of like aimed to make these shock value bars that actually behind them were also deep. They had meaning, like they had like mindfulness. There's like it's well crafted, but also it's like the fuck did you just say?
Yeah,
And it's like that's more. I was more shooting for that cipher, and I actually recorded before we even knew it was going to be like a voting thing. So like I was just kind of loose with it and just playing around. I was like, I just want to try something new. I want to make just these bars that are out of pocket for out of pocket sake. So in retrospect, if I knew that we were going to be doing a whole competition thing out
yeah,
of it, I probably that wouldn't have been my entrance. But at the same time, I put out what I put out, and you're supposed to come with your best every time. So that's on me one way or another.
yeah. But you never know. You never know.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of entries for that. Like I voted for you one day, and then the same day I tried to vote for another friend, and they told me I couldn't because I voted for you. I'm like, oh,
No
okay.
shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so y'all really making this tough. You got to like vote for one person only. Like, damn, okay.
I don't even get how that contest even works. Like, I forgot I put on there because it was like it's a free entry. So I was like, why the hell not? And I'm seeing so many people on my timeline who got it, and I'm like, God damn! Apparently, a lot of people are on that.
Yeah,
Like last I looked, I was in like second place or something, but I I don't know how it works. I don't know if there's brackets or what, because I've seen like 8 other people who are in fourth or something. That I don't know, man.
I see.
I don't even know how that shit works. All I know is I want to win it. Like,
Yeah, I seen Oswin posted that he was in it. I was like, oh hell. I was like, you just gonna.
what?
I was like, you just gonna do that, bro? Listen, I got respect and love for everyone in this area, but
Yeah,
there's only one Osmond Benjamin, bro. Like, there's only one, and that dude is something.
yeah. Bro,
So,
I don't get it though, because it's like I, I'm hesitant with those kind of competitions anyway, because it's like oh yeah, but you could pay $20 for 20 votes or some shit like that. It's like so whoever's daddy's got the biggest bank account gets to win this shit. It's like that ain't no America's top nothing. That's just like America's top bank account, bro. Like,
well, because music's already subjective, but the money takes another element from it. Like you're not
oh
getting
yeah,
You're not
See,
getting
I'm a
raw thoughts.
capitalist to a degree. I get it. You know, it's like I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, I don't want to make money off my music. The fuck that. I want to make racks off my music. But you know, I don't want money to be the whole main drive behind music. The idea of just looking at rap is just a fucking money mill and not having any fucking like content inside what you're writing is fucking trash to me.
Oh, having no substance.
Oh shit. Apparently I'm in first place in that.
Oh, there you go.
I, goddamn, I didn't know that. But you know what? That's the other thing too, though. Is like I bet there's like 20 people right now who says the same shit. I don't get how it works.
Yeah, that. And then you don't know if you really won or you really lost. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like I got so many. Like I don't know if it's bracketed out by area, maybe, because that would make sense. But like I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. I've seen way too many people who are like, I'm in second place now, and I'm like, but it says I'm in second
yeah,
place.
like how
It says like
are you in second if I'm in second? Or how
yeah,
am
so
I in
it's like
second
I don't know if I'm
if you're
truly in
in
first place right now. That's fucking rad. But like I'm not gonna hold my breath until I see some shit happening. But I'm still gonna share that shit. I'm still gonna encourage people to vote because like I want to win.
Yeah,
If I
absolutely.
see a hip hop contest that I'm able to be in, I'm gonna be in it and I'm gonna try to win it.
You got to be in it to win it, right? Like the lottery.
Exactly.
So you brought up the way you rap. I want to understand how you came up with your style and your flow because it's unique. There's only one person that raps like you, which is you.
There's like there's a formula to it. I've been rounding up all my old songs I mentioned before, like all of them. It's something like 120 songs right now I'm at. And I've been listening through them like chronological order and like just looking at how like it's adapted and evolved.
Mm.
And I'm comparing that to like around the year and age that I made it and like thinking what was going on when I made this. And it's like the evolution really can be boiled down to where I was living, where I was working, and what drugs I was doing. Because like when you look at that aspect of like I was in the desert doing peyote for like fucking 17 to 18. You know,
Damn.
I was like, you know, it's just if you look at the music that I was making in that time, knowing that it's like, yeah, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm sober and raising my kids and going to work every day, and I'm fresh out of that fucking like party mindset, fresh out of like what I used to get to do whatever the fuck I wanted. When I used to go wild. So right now my music is reflecting like it's almost like reminiscing. This project I'm working on now, it's probably the wildest shit that I've ever made. But you know, I'm probably at the most timid I've ever been in my life.
Right.
So I kind of think it's just like that last fucking shout screaming back from like the past decade or so. So you know, my style of rap and like the vibe I've been putting out is really just evolving from what was going on in every other year of my life where I was doing something 100% different from the year before. So it's the direct reflection of just what's going on around me.
Right. And then, a lot of times people tend to glue themselves to those versions of ourselves that are doing things that like that. And now they're like a version of you that you don't like. So
Yeah,
it's good that you're able to come out of that and that you are doing the right things as an adult, because we that's what the kids need. The
yeah,
kids need us to
yeah,
be there for them, you know.
exactly.
So I got a deep one. I got a deep question
All
here.
right,
How do you balance staying true to your artistic vision while appealing to a wider audience?
say the beginning one more time.
Sorry, my voice is a little messed up from this cold. How do you
You're good.
balance staying true to your artistic vision while appealing to a wider audience?
You know, that's actually been something that I've been working on above all this past like year or so. It's when I started out really trying to push music, that was like a big problem of mine because like I was strict to like this is how I want it to sound. It sounds nothing like other rap, and that was the problem. Other people were like, this is good and there's talent behind it, but it's like it's not appealing to anybody but where my mind was at now. So then I'd put out songs that were way too just like trying to appeal. It's like, this is good, but it feels forced. So like lately, what I've been doing is trying to make songs that are just, it takes the elements of what people are listening to. It takes elements of like the current sound, but it's still somehow ahead of that. And I want to rap with subjects that are like I say, out of pocket. You know, I've been really out of pocket with my words lately,
Yeah.
but everything in between it is almost like all the subtext is what I'm really trying to say. So I'm trying to make music that is to the ear audibly like catching the regular mass fucking audience, but artistically everything that I want to be and everything that I want to say and put out is all in there. It's just with a mask on it.
Mm, okay. Okay.
Basically, I'm just putting a disguise on the shit I've always wanted to do anyway.
It's kind of like it's kind of like being like the Joker. No one
Yeah,
can truly see who you are, but you're putting out what
like
you really feel.
if you look at my song Lemon, I say some really terrible shit on Lemon. Like I'm talking about like eating pussy like I have rabies, like foaming at the mouth, like all this kind of shit. But then all of a sudden I'm sitting here talking about my mental health, like trying not to think too much because it's a rush, it's an influx, like of all the shit you're finna duck. Like, you know, I'll be sitting here jingling a key full of titties, but really I'm trying to talk about my mental health in the subtext, and the titties is just trying to get your attention. You
Right.
know, it's like
You gotta
I'm
have
just
something.
also really good at sexual innuendos, and I can't help when I think of something when I'm writing. I'll be literally writing about my depression, and then I'll slide in some fucking horrible, horrible innuendo that I thought it, and I had to put it out there because it made me laugh.
Well, and the thing is, that's what gets people's attention.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
it works in my favor.
you got to do what's gonna get people's attention,
Yeah,
and that's what's gonna make people say, "Oh, okay." That's kind of what
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to do. You know, at any cost, at um, any cost necessary. You know,
yeah,
so but it's good in a sense because you have people who are who will pick up, and then even that little innuendo, as long as you're not overselling it, they'll be like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh, oh, this guy's good. This guy's real
Exactly.
good.
That's the other thing too. If I'm saying something out of pocket, if I'm saying some clever lyric or something that's like it doesn't have substance in terms of like emotional depth, I'm making sure that that bar is fire as fuck,
Absolutely. Uh,
at least lyrically.
it froze. You said you're making sure the bar's fire is fucking, then what?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Somebody, every time somebody tries to fucking call my phone, this shit glitches out.
It's all good, bro. It happens. It's
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
You know, but you know that's just one of those other things with music. You just have to be ready, ready for anything,
nah,
and ready for anything
exactly.
to come your way. So now we go on to one of the main reasons you're here, Mickey
Yeah,
Mickey Avalon.
yeah, yeah.
So for those who don't know, because me, I wasn't familiar with who he was. Tell the audience maybe just who he is, um, a little bit.
You know, it's he's you know using the word rapper. He's not in the traditional rapper sense. He's like you wouldn't. He's never up there in the debate for best rapper. Like I would be a fucking fool to say otherwise. But coming from that background, like you're thinking back like 2008, 2009, when there was just this influx of just really funny hip hop coming out. Like best thing that most people would know Mickey Avalon from is he did that My Dick joint from the fucking Harold and Kumar movies. Like the fucking My Dick is like a late night screen. Yo Dick went straight to DVD. He's the My Dick guy. And that's the thing I call a lot of people. Really, he's just a fucking funny ass like cornball rapper that makes just really over sexual, over innuendo, but really catchy fucking tunes. And they hit me up about it probably because they're like, "Yo, we heard some of that shit you're saying, and like this would fit perfectly." But like, no, that show's gonna be wild. Like that motherfucker puts on crazy shows.
So they
Titties everywhere.
titties everywhere. Every man's dream, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Nah,
they
he is
got
literally like the king of just overly sexual innuendo rap. Like that's just the whole thing.
so
He
excuse me.
did he does joints with like Simon Rexley, go by Dirt Nasty. Everybody knows Dirt Nasty is the guy from the white guy rapper from Scary Movie 3.
Yes.
That's who that's his boy and they always rap together.
Oh, so they
People
getting
don't
there.
realize that the guy from Scary Movie 3 is a real rapper. Like, yeah, all this shit's a joke, but like that, it's that intention. It's like the riff raff. It's like riff raff. It's like that. Beyond it, there's really no substance, but it's just really fucking funny to listen to.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know,
And then
it's
you find fun in that shit too. It's all entertaining. It's like that guy just he puts out music that's just really fucking fun to listen to.
yeah, and sometimes you just need that fun music, not that serious or that.
Exactly. Like you don't put on Mickey Avalon because you want to hear the best bars you ever heard. You don't put him on because you're like, this guy is gonna say some shit that's gonna change your life. You put him on because you're like, I also like titties and weed.
He's like
Like,
this.
you
He's like
know?
he's like today's rendition of Afro Man, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was funny too because they're both running for president right now, Afro Man and Mickey Avalon, and I would kill to see that debate.
Oh gosh, because I got high.
Yo, that'd be the
So
most asinine political debate I'd ever seen, besides like the one last week.
yeah, yeah, that was a little much.
Yeah,
So
I listened for like 5 minutes, and I was like, I don't fucking care anymore.
so how did it come about? You said they reached out to you, or
Yeah,
did
yeah. My boy Lewis actually first hit me up. They put up shows together all the time in PA, New Jersey area. A lot of the time, they hit me up last summer. I did a show for Johnny Craig, and
okay?
usually they do like metal hardcore shows, but every now and then they put on like a good hip hop show. They're like, all right, well, we need to figure out an opener for him, and thankfully I came to mind. So Lewis hit me up. They put me through the next chain up in command, and then before I knew it, I'm sitting here with the new flyer and a stack of tickets, and I'm ready to fucking sell this shit out.
Oh wow, you and
I'm
Cracker
also I am stupid to not even mention it ain't just me. I don't know how the fuck this slipped my mind. Goddamn, my boy fucking Crackerjack, CJDK, John Paul, that dude, he is gonna be on there. You know him from all the ciphers.
Yeah.
He is gonna be splitting that joint with me, and me and him are splitting the entire set. Every song me and him have together, some released, some unreleased. He's gonna do a couple solo tracks. I'm gonna do a couple solo tracks, and it's not confirmed, but there's a good chance that our boy Judah Phenom gonna be there as well. Which we all three of us have tracks together, so we're really just representing the 845 real fucking hard in Pennsylvania next week.
Woo! That's
Next
gonna
month, sorry,
that's gonna be in August. What was it? Was it,
August 3rd.
I see? I knew there was a three in there. I just couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
I was gonna say 13. So wow.
Yeah, no,
So
no. Everybody knows Cracker Jack from all the ciphers. CJDK, he's splitting that show with me because, like, I when I'm doing a show that's an hour, 2 hours away, it's hard to sell that shit to a lot of people. Nobody, especially nobody in this area, want to fucking go nowhere. They don't want to drop 10
yeah,
minutes, you know? So I was like, I gotta bring somebody in who's gonna really fucking try to push this show with me, who's gonna like really sell. Also have a shit ton of work with me.
right,
So CJ hit me up, and here we are.
man, man.
He was the first person I thought of too. Like I was like, nobody puts in as much work as this guy, and the amount of music that he puts out. And we got 4 songs together, one more coming out. Between us and all the tracks we got with Judah, we're gonna fucking put on a crazy set.
Wow. So now so what? So you'll be opening for him. That'll be
Yeah, yeah,
that's dope. Because you're the first thing people see. So you got
exactly.
no choice but to get them out their feet. But you were
Yep.
telling me off screen that this is gonna be real big.
No, absolutely.
This
This is
show.
one. This one got a lot riding on. This is gonna be some big shit.
So what are some of the things that this might lead to when this goes well, because we know, I know it's going to go well.
Yeah. Well, the people, just the promoters in general, great people. I fucking love them. They put on some really really big shows, and it's like they're gonna start getting in more and more into the hip hop shows, but they got to see it as lucrative. This is my chance to show them that hip hop is the fucking market to get into. You look at some of the artists that they're bringing on. They just did an Alien Ant Farm tour. Like they bring on huge bands, and they have the power to do this with big artists. They just need to see this as lucrative. They need to see that these are good shows to fucking put on, because like hip hop in general has taken a huge hit in terms of live performances. It's either massive shows nobody could afford, or small shows nobody goes to.
Yeah.
And that's been a big issue. So it's like these guys are trying to really take a chance and put some money behind some fucking bigger names and getting people like me to put on them, like, and then putting artists on something that's not really a thing anymore without having to spend out your ass. So I want this shit to go real well, because this shit goes well, then they're going to start pumping more money and they're going to start bringing out bigger artists. And who are they going to fucking go to fucking help out with those things? The guy who helped make that shit sell, me. So
Okay.
it's like, that's just one thing. For another thing, anybody who's going to a Mickey Avalon show is gonna love what I'm doing. That's just hands down. The amount of like people that I can fucking get on my team just from that show, it's like they're not necessarily my demographic, but my music is definitely what they want to hear, and I know that for a fact. If they're going to listen to Mickey Avalon, then they're gonna love what I got to say.
Tuh. Cracker Jack just joined. He must have knew we were
There
talking
he is.
about him.
There
Yeah.
he is. My boy, we gonna kill that shit.
So
CJDK RapnFrizzy with a nice hint of Judah Phenom in there. We gonna kill it.
yeah. So yeah. So there's really a lot riding on this because it seems like you really want to um, leave an imprint for these guys.
Exactly. I want to really leave an imprint. I want to I really want to establish myself with these people. Like the promoters in general, the venue, like all of it is a really, really good link to have. And I'd be stupid to do anything but my best to try to make sure I lock that in. It's like I'm playing a lot of big shows this summer that are like, in terms of gaining new audience, are big, but I don't got nothing riding on them. There's nothing behind it that's like, if it goes bad, I'm not losing anything. This is going to be personal. This is going to be working directly with people that can better my career. This is going to be working with people that can really put me in a niche that I need to get. So it's like, to me, be it a bigger, like, I could play this Limp Bizkit show and it's going to be dope. I'm going to be in front of way more people. But I'll tell you right now, this Mickey Avalon show will bring me a lot more resources than that will.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
it's not the size of the audience, it's who is going to see it and who in that crowd is most important to see it, and making sure that that person is the most impressed.
And sometimes it ain't even someone there. Someone will be
Exactly.
someone will be recording this, you know, and you could just come up on YouTube, and whoever sees it and says, "Find those
Nah,
guys. Find
exactly.
those guys. I want to talk to those guys." Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Let's have the and somehow they find a way to find you. Like they got all these like major companies have the feds working for them. Like they find a way to find you. You'd be like,
exactly.
phone, like, who the hell's this? Yeah, this is me, Steve from Atlantic Records. Like, how the hell did you get my phone number, bro? Like, where'd that come from?
Between the audience, the promoter, just networking in general, this is going to be the one to be at.
Excuse me.
Also going to be the
Because
most fun.
what, the most fun, like, performance?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like it's gonna be the one. I'm gonna be there with my boys, dude. Like CJ, that's my boy. Like, we're gonna kill that shit. Like individually, like I'm gonna put out the best energy I could. But like when you're there with your homie, when you guys are like, when you got that synergize going on, you both just giving your all on stage, you're feeding off each other's energy. That is unmatched. You like that's always gonna be the best performances.
Oh, absolutely. So, with that said, one of the questions I have, what are your top 5 performances that you've done or shows?
I would say best one I ever did was probably just at my boy's fucking place. Like my boy threw out a banger in his garage. It was a bunch of punk. All the best shows I ever played were in fucking punk shows,
Okay.
like just some garage place, and just house shows like that. So one, it would be opening up for my boy's band, the Number 19, because we all just got blasted. I don't even really drink like that, but like I remember I'm just chugging a fucking handle of Henny on stage. All these fucking people I ain't seen in years are just moshing to my shit in the middle of the crowd. Like, it was just the most receptive show that I've played in a long time. Then I played in Queens with rapper I grew up listening to called Speak. He put me on there, and that was just amazing for me because I grew up listening. For most people, like they grow up thinking like Ja Rule's my favorite rapper. I listened to that my whole life, but I always grew up listening to anybody who wasn't mainstream. So to me, rappers like Speak, that was like rapping opening for Ja Rule in my mind.
Yeah.
That was a big fucking thing. So that show was definitely up there. I played a show in where is it? Out by Albany, like right outside like Schenectady area last summer. That was just a basement show, but like it was hot, sweaty, nasty, dark basement with a big ass crowd of people just going hard, and that shit, just the energy behind that, like my performance that night, like that definitely puts it up there. And the last two, I would say, I used to do shows with Tasha Lynn. She actually owns my label. She used to put on shows when I was younger. I was like 17, 16 when she first put me on. But we used to just put on these showcases like crazy back then. And one, they did a whole Eminem night, like an 8 Mile night where they had a battle in between. Like we all did like 15, 20-minute sets. And we had a whole like rap battle. I got cheated out of that shit. But regardless of that, that was a really good one. And then we did a Halloween show with her as well. That was just, everybody was blasted. The crowd was fucking huge. We had an artist, I don't know if her name's Whitney Payton. She was fucking big at the time. She's still pretty big, but she pulled out so many people, and I was like 17, 18, so that was the biggest crowd I ever played at that point. So, there's been a bunch of real good ones,
Wow.
but it's like I said, some of the best ones were in somebody's basement. It's like some of the most fun shows I've ever played were just some shit ass place.
And a lot of times, that's the purest form. Excuse me.
No, exactly. You ain't worried about nothing either. There's no big bright lights in your face. You're just in a basement with a fucking blunt in your hand and some alcohol and just fucking yelling at people. Like, shit's
That's
lit.
it.
Ain't
Like,
no bouncers fucking stopping somebody from fighting. So your music is just the fucking theme music to somebody kicking somebody's ass. I don't know, man. Those are the fights I like. I was in a punk band for years. It's like that's still my mindset. I grew up on like Jackass and punk rock. Like I want to see somebody getting their ass kicked in my fucking shows. Like I want to see a mosh pit, even though I'm just rapping. Like that basement shows are the only ones that really do that no more.
right, yeah. And yes, the way the way music is, and the way it's shown these days, and the way people are so sensitive, like they don't want to do any of that. They want to be born.
Exactly. Well, they're all afraid of getting sued too. Everybody's afraid of getting sued or like disgraced online. So it's like nobody wants to take any risks, which I get, but like when I'm playing a show where they don't give a fuck, those are always going to be the best shows.
Sometimes means reward.
uh, I went me and my fiance went and saw CKY about a month ago, and we were in the mosh pit, and like some guy went running in, and he tried to get out, and like I pushed him back in with like a bunch of people pushed him back in, but he fell unfortunately. So I jumped in, pulled him up, helped him up. I was like, oh shit! He decked me right in the face so fucking hard,
Well,
and then scrambled away into the crowd. And
yeah,
yeah, I was pissed, but like no security came and nobody went and fucking reported because you're at a goddamn punk show. Like if somebody gets punched in the face, it's what happens.
yeah, like you should know what happens at these shows, bro.
Exactly. Like guy's a little bitch, but like I God forbid the guitarist has to stop because somebody got fucking knocked out. Like fuck that shit, bro. Like that's what I don't get, man. It's like people get so sensitive when it comes to shows that it's like, bro, do you hear the music and the energy that's like coming out? You really are gonna like not expect some shit to go down in the crowd that's here for that?
Absolutely, absolutely, and it don't make no sense. Like, how would you not think something like that's going to happen, considering like there's mosh pits. Like you go
Exactly.
you go into the mosh pit, you're going. And once the mosh
Bro,
pit
like
gets you,
it, I
you're
got
in.
those tickets for my 31st birthday too, and I'm like looking at the mosh pit, like, can I still do it? Like, am I allowed to mosh still? Like, do I have it in me? I do. It hurt. I had to take a painkiller the next morning, but like, I did it.
Oh man. He said, but I did it. I got there.
I did it. It hurt like a motherfucker. This one guy was like egging me on. He's like, "Come on, ram into me," and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna knock this guy down." Holy shit! It was like running into a brick fucking wall. I felt that shit hard the next morning. That
You
sucked.
were like, all right, let's not do that again.
Well, that's the thing. My dumbass went for it the second time. He didn't budge an inch the
Uh,
first time, and I was like, "Nah, I look like a pussy now." I was like, "Nah, I can't leave with him thinking that's all I got." So I tried it one more time, and he didn't budge even less. And I was just like, "All right, fuck that. That was a
yeah,
mistake. All right, you
you're
win."
like, you're done. I'm done.
I was like, "Shit." I thought I thought between my strength and my fucking weight, I had that shit, but no, that motherfucker didn't budge.
Not even a little bit.
Bro, no, he was laughing at me too. He like scoffed at me. I was like, oh man, come on, don't make it worse.
Jeez. Not only did he get you, he's like laughing at you, like, ha.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Jeez.
that's how it is though, man. But like any show like that, those are the best shows I'll ever play. And if I look out into the crowd, there's people fucking throwing each other around. There's some guy in the middle just fucking shirtless drinking a fifth of fucking Henny. Like those are the best shows. Hands down.
Man, and that's always good to have that fun. So
Yeah.
with that said, when you're performing, you have a good time, but the music, what do you feel is the biggest misconception about your music?
Probably just that my music portrays me as not the greatest of people. And I like to think I'm a pretty good guy. So that's the biggest misconception about my music is that it's portraying the mind of somebody who really is a piece of shit. Which it's not. It's just me thinking I'm funny while I'm trying to get my fucking words out.
And just rhyme them while you're doing them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a little more than that. It's like that's one thing. Is like I don't ever want to be thought about as somebody who's just saying these things because it's rhymes and is funny. It's like I put a lot of thought into it. I put a lot of depth into it, and it's like I try to make sure that it has something to do with either the theme or the vibe of the song, and I also try to make sure anything that's connected to it, like no song is gonna just be that. It's like they're gonna be the focal points, but there's always gonna be substance. There's always gonna be some depth and some like line that is blended in disguise that is either whether it's blatant or it's hidden has that depth. But there's also gonna be some real childish, funny ass shit because I think it's funny. And it's like if I write it down and it made me chuckle, and go to my fiance, I'm like, babe, listen to this, and I say some fucked up shit, and she's like, there's only two things: either she's gonna laugh, and I'm like, it's greenlit, or she's gonna go, what the fuck did you just say? And it's greenlit even more because I'm just like, fuck yeah, if
Ah,
that's your response, and that's gonna be their response.
exactly. It's a win-win.
Like a song I wrote recently, one of the lines is, "Your pussy shit like a bitch who wipes back to front." Like,
Oh,
and that just fucking took me out, man. I was
oh,
like, you know what? That made me laugh. So I bet it'll make someone else laugh. And then I said it to her, and it didn't make her laugh. And then she was like, what the fuck did you say? So, like, I knew other people would also have that response. And I like both of those. That's my demographic. People are either going to go, what? Or people are going to go, ha!
jeez, that's nasty.
You pussy shit. Like a bitch who wipe it back to front.
Damn.
Because, you get that. You get some poo in your puss.
Yeah.
But,
That's
it's
terrible.
like, it is what it is.
That's terrible.
I ain't gonna
Funny,
change
but
myself. People are like, well, what if children listen to this? It's like, then their parents should really know what they're listening to. It's like, would you ever show your kids this? No.
because I
The fuck?
know what
And
my
it's like,
kids.
maybe when I'm dead, it's like, I put out songs too that they can listen to, but like, they ain't gonna listen to this one. Sorry. Like, if you're letting your kids listen to this, then, govern it more. It's not my problem.
Yeah, like I'm just here making the music. It's you who has
Exactly,
control
man.
over it.
I got family members too. Like I'll put out songs, and part of me is just like, should I really like? They're gonna fucking grandma's gonna see this, and then I'm just like, they know me by now.
They're like, whatever. That's just him being
Yeah,
him.
it's like they know me by now. They know either.
Yep, someone must have called again. Yeah, they're just gonna go. They're just gonna go with the flow at that point. What else can they do?
Exactly. I be pushing the limits too. Like it's like I said, I was raised on Jackass and South Park, bro. Like like I'm a good person. I draw lines at being offensive towards entire groups of people, but I don't. It's not going to stop me from like being out of pocket.
Right.
It's like there's a line. It's you can't be a piece of shit. You can't put other people down, but that doesn't mean you can't be fucking foul.
Exactly. Exactly. Like
Being foul and like just crudeness is an art form of its own. It's like I think the term crude is like great for a lot of my interest. Like Beavis and Butthead is crude, but it's genius.
oh, because they're
You know,
hysterical.
you look in the lines of stupidity and asinine fucking concepts, and you see that it's so calculated to it. I just want to be calculatedly crude.
Like, shut up, Beavis.
Uh,
So we were talking
shit.
about your music and your songs. Out of all the songs you've done, what are your five favorite songs, or five songs in that you might not be able to pick five favorites, but what are five songs that mean the most to you, or in general? If you don't have five favorites.
Picking five is hard enough, but like
Okay, okay, that's a good.
and then company style. Because Mr. Motherfucking X Squire is literally like top five favorite rappers. Listened to him my whole life. So when we did that song together and then we brought you, is that a flawless song in my opinion.
Yeah. So it was just top to bottom. It was a good song, a good vibe.
Yeah. Company style is probably the number one, honestly.
Okay, okay. I ain't mad at that. So at least it's just funny because most people I ask that to artists, they don't have a clue. They just be like, "Oh, I don't know. I never thought of it." And they just name
Yeah,
off
yeah.
five songs. So one other thing we talked about previously was told me about a tour you have coming this year.
Yeah, yeah.
So
See,
why don't you talk a little bit about that? Who's the tour with? What are the dates? What towns are you hitting?
so the tour's with already the Rugged Man, and I gotta be clear, it's not RapnFrizzy on it. It's Delusional Music, my label. They got through on it, so the label owner knows most of the details. But from the dates she sent me, there's something like fucking 12 tour dates in like 13 days or something like that. But more, and then uh, and then DC. They're the big three that I'm definitely going to. But that's already the Rugged Man, and that's gonna be a big deal too. I just don't know 100% all the details on it because I'm not in control of that. Like the Mickey Avalon show, there's no middleman between me and that. I'm working
Right.
directly with the RA the Rugged Man tour. I go where my label manager tells me to go.
Okay. But you know what? That's
But no,
exposure.
that shit's gonna be sweet too. And we got Limp Bizkit coming up on the 27th. So that's Limp Bizkit and Riff Raff and fucking artist called Bones and then Corey Feldman. I don't know how Corey Feldman fits in there, but he's there.
He's just there.
Yeah, he's there.
He's there. He's there for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. We got a Goonie in the house, but like,
So, if you were to think of any dream collaborations of any genre that you'd like to work with on a song, who would it be?
I think just to like fucking please the kid in me, I'd have to go with Serge Tankian from System of a Down. It's like I probably wouldn't even be. I mean, I would have listened to hip hop either way, but I wouldn't have taken it as seriously if it wasn't for him bringing in hip hop. You know, it's like because I used to just strictly listen to metal. Like, and I'm talking as a little kid. Like, music's been really important to me since very young. But it's always been System of a Down was the number one thing I always listened to. And he was like, yo, you guys should listen to Wu-Tang. Here's the RZA. We're going to put him on a song. Here's Ja Rule. I'm going to do a song with him. You know, and it's just like they always incorporated hip hop.
Right.
So I would have to, and he's my favorite vocalist I've ever heard. So I would want to do some kind of thing with that. Some kind, like he did songs with Tech Nine. So it's like I know it's not something out of that guy's range. So it's like I would want to do something with Serge Tankian above any other artist.
Wow. Okay, I ain't even mad at that. Are there any other artists, like whether they're local artists or anyone you, or just in general, that you would want to work with?
I mean, I eventually want to work with everybody who we've been doing the ciphers with. There's nobody on there that I don't want to do something with. I actually would love to work with SC Static next, though, I think. Because he just put some out literally like 5 minutes before we started this. I saw he put it out like a half hour ago. I was listening to it right before we put on. And like that shit was so good. Like I would check that shit out now. If SC Static ever pops in, that shit was fire. So like I want to work with Static next.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nah. And have you and you and Cracker Jack ever thought of a collaborative album?
Oh, we have. We absolutely have. We talk about it all the time. Like he comes over every other week. We sit here, we blaze out the car, and we go over all the things we gotta do. We have 4 songs right now. Three are him, three are mine, one are mine. One of them we're gonna put out. We're trying to push it out before the show. But we're looking at these 4 songs together, and we're just like, shit, man, we could definitely do a collab album. A few people brought it up, like Noble just brought it up like a month or so ago, saying he needs to hear Crackerjack RapnFrizzy cross, because like and that shit would be fire. I know it would be. He knows it would be.
It seems like the right thing to do.
No, that's definitely coming in the near future. We're definitely doing something.
So, other than that, what are some other future projects or things that we can expect from you?
So musically, what I'm doing right now, I've got that's definitive. I've got a cache of about 11 more songs that are just singles that like they're great. They're old to me. None of them are older than like a year and a half, but they're just I've been sitting on them too long. But since then, I've been making my own beats. So I've got an entire album written right now, and I started recording already a few songs of, and I call it Basenji Gold is the name of it. So that's what I'm really artistically putting most of my time and like energy into. And in the meantime, like at least once a month, I want to drop one of these singles out. So my goal is that Basenji Gold will be 100% finished by the time I'm out of singles in my cache.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So you
By the
try.
time I run out of all these fucking singles, I'll have the new album wrapped up and ready because it'll be the first thing that I 100% produce by myself.
Oh wow! So this is all you.
Yep, all in house.
Oh man! So that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I'm giving myself like more than enough time to prep for that. Like I've already recorded a couple with John. I've been working with Judah on it. We got a one on there called Birds. That's the both of us, like me and him together again. Then me and Cracker Jack got one. It's called Frogs that we're gonna be performing next month. That one's fucking nuts. You ain't never heard a hip hop beat like the one I did for Frogs.
Oh,
Like it's the
oh
whole
man!
goal with Basenji Gold was to try to really like push the boundaries of what anybody's heard with rap, but also make that shit still sound like something they're gonna bop. Like you hear obscure hip hop all the time. That's like, yeah, that's really good, but I ain't gonna bump it down the fucking highway like I am fucking like I'm gonna put on Wheezy. You know, like I want something that is 100% bumpable in every setting, but it's also just nobody's heard this shit before. Like nobody's heard beats like this, nobody's heard flows like this. I just want it to be 100% original down to the fucking snare.
And you want to be authentic at the same time.
Exactly.
You know, you want to have all that energy, but you want to be authentic, and that's the key is
No,
being
exactly.
authentic.
Exactly. I want it to be, yeah.
You want
I want it to be authentic. I want it to reflect that fucking weird, trippy, like just obscureness that I like to incorporate in my music. I want it to 100% be me, but also something that just everybody's gonna. But I want it to be played in clubs. I want it to be played in chill settings, like smoke settings, like everything. Like I just want to put out music that people are gonna really fuck with, but they've also like never heard this shit before.
that's what you want.
Exactly. I want to make the next stage, you know, like every couple of years, an artist comes out and he puts out something that everybody fucks with, but nobody's heard before.
Yeah,
And I want to be the next one. My turn.
you, you're up. You're ready for it. What's
Exactly.
next?
Finely tuned. Exactly. I got a
So,
good team around me. I got good friends, good collaborators. I got a good network. Now all I need is cheddar, and we in it.
and then you're right where you want to be.
Exactly.
So so I end every episode with what I call a positive ending message. But before
Yep.
we go to that, I want to know I want you to tell anyone who's watching this or anyone who's going to watch this back where your handles are, where they can find you, if they want to follow you, find your music, all that.
It's at RapnFrizzy everything, no matter what. RapnFrizzy. On every platform, anywhere you hear music, I'm on there.
All right. I'm going to put that in the comments. Yeah. Oh, I hate autocorrect. It's just like, it's like, come on,
Dude,
man.
I have mine disabled, but like it fucks me up because now I spell like a fucking fifth grader, but like it's way better than fixing it.
You know how that goes. So, so positive ending message. You just say something. It could be about this interview. It could be about anything in life. Just something positive from you to the people watching.
I would say that I love all the things that people have been doing together, and especially Newburgh area. People are coming together both as a community, hip hop wise. I think the past decade that's been something that's been lacking around here. I think nobody's been working together both musically and both as part of like just the community in general. And I think now people are starting to realize we need each other. So I want to see a lot more networking coming up, and I'm glad that that's what I'm seeing more and more of.
Absolutely. Well, bro, I appreciate you coming on here on this Wednesday, chopping it up with me.
No, man, I
And
appreciate you having me on.
of course, good luck with everything you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job, showing the world a different side of music and a different side of yourself in a sense. So
Yeah,
please go follow RapnFrizzy on everything. Listen to him. He's dope.
everything.
I'm Mike Williams. I'll be back on my regular day next week. Next Thursday, 8 p.m. with Remedy Love. And this is a wrap for episode 20, everyone. Thank you for all the
Hell yeah,
support
man.
through this. A lot of eyes are starting to watch, and I got a special episode on Sunday, which I'll be announcing a little bit later tonight or during the day tomorrow. So, everyone have a good night. RapnFrizzy, always a pleasure, my brother. Good to see you. Thank you for coming
Good to
on.
see you, man.
Absolutely. And we'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Hey.